We've got updated news around the casting of the Fantastic Four. We're going to get into that right now on the Sundowners Club. We've been round and round and round on who's going to be playing Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards.
No.
And we have not official confirmed, locked-in contract, I don't think, but basically
I feel like we've had this.
Done.
We've had this, like, we've heard this
We
many
have.
times now.
But
Not official, but almost. And it's
Yeah.
never official. It ends up being someone else.
it seems to be that if anything's going to suffer in our new Reed Richards casting, which is Mr. Mandalorian himself and Joel from The Last of Us, Pedro Pascal,
Yeah.
that other projects would be shifted around from scheduling to make way for this when they film. So it looks like we've got our 4 individuals cast. So, let's kind of go through our names that we've been through the ringer, but we now have. Let's start with Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic.
I hate it.
Why do you hate it? Like, tell me
I just don't
why.
think he doesn't look like Reed Richards. He's not when it comes to comic book casting, and they've moved away from this, but I like him to look like they were ripped right out of the comics. He doesn't have that look to me.
You know who he does look like?
What?
He looks like Smokey and the Bandit. He looks like the Bandit.
Really?
You see? So put up the photo there. We'll show you him with the hat on and the glasses.
Yeah.
He looks like Burt Reynolds from the Bandit. So
I don't like him as Reed Richards. He's
Listen,
also overexposed. I mean,
okay. 2 things. I don't think he looks like Reed Richards. I think he's a good actor.
yeah, I don't hate it. I don't.
But I
dislike
think
him as
he's
an actor.
overexposed.
I do.
And people do a lot of different projects, but they don't do franchise level projects. Last of Us, Gladiator 2, The Mandalorian.
He's in Gladiator too.
He's in Gladiator 2.
right.
I don't know how big of a role, but he's in Gladiator 2 with Paul Mescal and Denzel Washington, which is filming
Well, I
now.
thought he was. I mean, he was great in Game of Thrones, right?
And he was yeah, but he was a supporting character that didn't stay around long.
I didn't like him as Joel.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
It might be an unpopular opinion, but I just, as a fan of the games, I didn't think he pulled that off.
So we knew that they had cast Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, and we now
Is that official? That's still not official, though, right? None of them
that's done. So I think Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Eben Moss Baccarat are playing Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and the Thing. So
I don't know enough about Eben.
So he's in a show on Hulu that is very, very good called The Bear, about a guy running a restaurant, a chef, and he's a good actor. Now, will he be, really good in this? Is the thing? I don't know.
I mean, that's mostly a voice actor, anyways. 'Cause that's
Joseph
gonna be
Quinn.
CGI.
Joseph Quinn is, we know from Stranger Things.
Gotta dye his hair blonde at least. Johnny Storm, right?
Johnny Storm, yeah, and he could do it. But he's very good as Eddie in Stranger Things. That's the casting choice that I like.
Vanessa Kirby's the best fit by far.
I don't mind Vanessa Kirby either. She's in The Crown as Princess Margaret. She's in Mission Impossible.
Don't like Pedro Pascal though.
But Pedro, so we've said from the beginning, the Fantastic Four will live and die with Dr. Doom and Mr. Fantastic. That's it.
I mean, it's not. You really need to get them all right though.
You do need to get them all right,
And
but you
Marvel's
can't
at the
screw
point
up.
now where they need a win. Like you got to
So
get this perfect.
So
You
the
can't screw
question
it up.
is, do they get a win with this?
I think I don't like Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic at all. I don't. He plays the same character in everything he's in, just about, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I think you should have got somebody a little lesser known, maybe. I mean, there's everybody wanted John Krasinski, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. But
Well, so let's
what's
talk
the guy
about that.
from from Netflix? You got that guy.
Yeah, he could do it. He's a little short, but let's talk about that for a second. So we talked about, you've heard this before, where it's a done deal, Adam Driver, and then it fell apart, and then it was Matt Smith.
I wasn't crazy about Adam Driver either, though. I don't.
So in talking about that, we see online that iFilm or /Film reported Pascal had signed on. It was done deal. Well, Deadline and the Hollywood Reporter sources claimed it's not done, and that they're working on the scheduling because he's got a lot of stuff that he's already signed for. So he's got contracts.
Didn't they want Jake Gyllenhaal and
So
and he's like no. I
so
want more
if
money.
you were able to firebomb this and not have Pedro play the role, Um, let's talk about the fact that they reached out to Jake Gyllenhaal and Adam Driver. Jake Gyllenhaal turned it down at the same time that Margot Robbie did. She wanted $20 million.
Jake
What's Hugh
Gyllenhaal's
Storm?
he's also Mysterio. So I mean,
Yeah, that would be a little
I'm not
confusing.
crazy about recasting actors. Like once you've had that role, like that needs to be a role. Unless it's a situation where it's heavy CGI and it's just a voice.
Right.
Like Josh Brolin played Thanos.
Yeah, it was
I'd
great.
be okay. He also played Cable.
Yeah.
Deadpool. I'm okay with that because Thanos is
The
just
look is different.
right. But on something like that,
Well, when Jake Gyllenhaal and Adam Driver backed out, according to Jeff Snyder on X or Twitter, they tested Christopher Abbott and Jamie Dornan, and we know Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey.
right?
And the rumors were the testing didn't go well, but we don't know how accurate
I don't
that
know
is.
who Christopher Abbott is. I do know.
Christopher Abbott played in 2018's First Man, was also in this year's The Crowded Room, and then he'll also be starring in upcoming movie Kraven the Hunter. So we'll have Christopher Abbott and Kraven the Hunter. But I don't know much about Christopher Abbott. I've seen First Man, seen The Crowded Room, and so I don't know how good of a job Christopher Abbott would have done. But obviously they went a different direction, and there has been rumors online that Kevin Feige thought the cast was too white, and that's why they went after Pedro Pascal.
Well,
So
then don't do Fantastic Four.
that's the whole point. Is
If that offends you, don't do Fantastic Four.
who are the characters in the comics?
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's such a dumb argument to me.
stick to that. It's
Characters offend you, don't do them.
You're using a brand name that people have purchased the comics, games, books, everything around it. Watched prior movies. So you're trying to pull in an existing fan base that is used to seeing these characters the way that they've grown up with them. Why would you change that?
I think, and whenever you do this, they act like it's to grow their audience, but I feel like it works the other way around. Typically.
Right.
I think you generally lose more people than you gain when you do this.
So let's wrap up with the two final items, which is there are rumors that they are close to landing Javier Bardem for Galactus. What do you think about Javier Bardem as Galactus?
Yeah, that'd be fine. He's got a good voice, and that's what that is.
He's a good actor.
That's a voice acting role too.
He's a way better actor than anybody on this cast list.
He is, but like again,
Well, maybe not Pedro, but
like I think he's a better actor than Pedro.
Pedro's a good actor. He's just
Yeah.
not a good fit for Reed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He is a good actor, but he plays that same part.
He's getting
He's
overexposed
getting the
in
same
this world.
part over and
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah, he's typecast.
But she does that part okay, but it's the same part. And but with Galactus, that's CGI for the most part. That is a character I don't think you ever really see him in human form. I mean, he's just this
Right.
massive, planet-eating monster. So I to me, that's basically just a voice acting role. I don't know if they'll have him like appear as he actually the actor appears in like a human
Well-
form, but I don't.
Well, it seems like Galactus is going to be the big bad in this one. We might get an introduction to Doctor Doom, but he won't be the major villain. So let's segue from Galactus to Doctor Doom. So John Campea show reported from their sources that one of the people talking about the role of Doctor Doom with Marvel is Mads Mikkelsen. What do you think about Mads?
That's a great choice. I think he would be, I'd say, top 3. I liked him, Nikolai Coster-Waldau from Game of Thrones,
Jamie
played
Lannister himself. Yeah.
And I like Michael Fassbender as well. Although I'd be okay if they actually brought him back as Magneto. So
I want Fassbender in one of these roles in Marvel.
I want him as Doctor Doom or Magneto.
Yeah.
I'd be 100% okay if they brought him back as Magneto. But that right there, those 3 are all good.
You wouldn't throw Alexander Skarsgård in there?
I actually wanted him to play Sentry, which
We got some news on Sentry. At
Yeah.
least rumored news from the Invincible creator who leaked it on a stream
Yeah.
that his buddy
Stephen Yeun, yeah.
from Walking Dead
Good actor, again, but does not fit the part at all.
doesn't fit the part.
Complete mismatch.
Was that a diversity hire?
I think it was, yes, absolutely. And the thing with Sentry is he's a character that most people aren't going to know who he is. But I think it's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. If you cast the right actor and did a good movie.
I liked him in Walking Dead, by the way.
Oh, I
thought he
did
was a
too.
Great character.
But Sentry is a cool character. He's like a kind of a psychotic Superman, not evil, but I mean,
We'll put up some images of Sentry.
He's big, blonde. One of the lines is he has a power of 1,000 suns. So it's
So Skarsgård could play that well.
yeah, absolutely. He'd have that look, and that's what Marvel did so well is they cast actors that look like they were ripped right out of the comic pages, and they've moved away from that. And I think it hurts them. And it's no disrespect to Stephen Yeun. I mean, he's a good actor, and it sucks that he's going to get a bunch of flack for this, but
Yeah.
it's just not his role.
Yeah. So, rumored people to play Dr. Doom. We know Mads Mikkelsen's in the mix, but they don't have that finalized yet. It looks like they're close with Javier Bardem to play Galactus. Mixed bag on the Fantastic Four. I don't know that this cast can sell this movie. They're going to need marketing. They're going to need good timing at the theater. They're going to need positive buzz, of which Marvel has none of that right now.
And if you're doing Galactus, you need good CGI. Really, they've been struggling with that too. You need great
their CGI division's been horrible.
That's got to be probably the hardest character to do as far as.
So when we first started covering Fantastic Four, I had a little bit of hope. Right now, I'm concerned based on all the stuff we've seen.
I'm concerned with everything Marvel has done.
Yeah, there's been distrust that's been building, and I'm concerned about where they're going with this project with the Fantastic Four. It seems like it could be more of the same with the other Fantastic Four movies we've seen, and that's where I would lump it in. So until we see a trailer, until we get jazzed about it, we'll continue to cover it here and there. But
it's far off. So I mean, they've only got one movie announced for next year.
That's right.
I don't
know. A lot of information around Fantastic Four. Let us know what you think. Do you like Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards? What do you think about the cast of Eben playing The Thing, Joseph Quinn playing Johnny Storm, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Javier Bardem as Galactus? Who would you like to see play Dr. Doom? What do you think about the Fantastic Four? Leave us your comments. Let us know. Smash that like button and hit the notifications bell as we put content out. And most importantly, hit the subscribe button and continue to support our channel and TCB.